All right. Well, we're not gonna mess around tonight. We're going straight into it because I have yet again wasted another 3+ hours of my life watching professional sports fail me. It has been a horrific 3 days as a Philadelphia and Penn State sports fan. So yeah, this can't go any worse than that has. We got medium winds out of the southeast, very firm, and fast. Let's get into it. We got 4 rounds to get through tonight. Guy, welcome back. Yeet, welcome back. Hope you guys have been well. Yeah, let's see if we can put together some consistency this week. That was kind of what we lacked last week. We played decently in 3 of the 4 rounds. I think had we played round 3 somewhere similar to what we did with the first 2 rounds, we would have been sitting pretty. As far as can't tell what's happening on this fairway. I guess we're just kind of sending it and seeing. Yeah, had we played decently in the 3rd round, somewhere on average pace, we would have finished like 3rd in the tournament. Okay, so that was just a big cambered kick. Got it. These things don't come out of this sand in this game, I don't think, so we're probably, if I had to guess, because we're trying to cover this junk, throwing it further down than I'd normally like to. Are there mods on this, likes the bacon? What do you mean by that? Like moderators of the stream, like video game mods, or are you just talking about like game difficulty? Yeah, we're like awkwardly between clubs here. For graphics or gameplay, not that I'm aware of. What's going on, Sean? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. There might be something if you're on PC, but I remember for the older games there wasn't much of anything, so be a little bit surprised. I knew it was going to be coming in hot. Would have been a nice eagle. Okay, let's settle in. Let's still find a birdie here if we can help it. Looks pretty much right down the pipe. 5-footer. We'll just hammer it home. So yeah, I know in previous games there have been like... There really haven't been much of anything. I can't say for this game, but I play on PlayStation, so it's not exactly something that I'm, keeping an eye out for. It's a very bumpy fairway. I'm gonna choke this down. A little bit firmer than I liked. But this slows down, we might be in a decent spot. Might be too far, actually. That really bounded its way down. Okay. 95 yards to go on a downslope and downwind. Certainly makes it a little awkward. So what we probably would like to do here is get it, I guess we're gonna have to partial. 93, 94. I guess if we want to land it, say 93, we're gonna need 92. Like 88%. I'm hoping that this is the right call. $87. Okay, it's not terrible. Touch far. Hey, what's going on, Maximo? Welcome back, dude. How are we today? Alright, we got a little 6-footer. I've been admittedly struggling, so we're gonna kind of have to feel this out. Because it looks like it's definitely got some break the whole way. You're not hitting it very firmly. Yeah, this is kind of one of those baby ones. Man, just barely grabbed the lower edge. Okay, so I can kind of trust where my initial thought was at. Tearing my green screen. Good catch. I told myself that I needed to look at that, and I forgot. Appreciate it. 35 up the hill. Wind's a little in, but I feel like since I'm gonna put a little bit of loft on it, just simply because we're playing a choke shot. And I actually should have just gone right at it. All right. Might not be trusting that gut read again. Finally got your tour card the other day, Steve. Congrats. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. What tour did you get placed in? Okay, this definitely has more break going for it, and it's a little bit longer than the last. Nice. Quad perfects, center cup. Love to see it. Hey, good evening, RJ. Welcome back. Just CCL? Hey. A card is a card. Now the real grind begins. Right now it's time to get funky. No, now it's time to get, really get to work. Course is definitely a little bit tough for me to tell what I'm looking at. Just like on the course map. But we're managing well so far. Downhill lie. It's gonna send us a few yards. Wind back in. Still feel like the wind wins out. Ball's like slightly above the feet. Gonna punch it just a little bit more. Guess that was not the call. Yeah, I'm thinking that the wind is gonna do more, and I've been beat both times on it. Maybe because it's medium wind? Oh, it snapped. That definitely snapped a little bit more early than I thought. All right. First par, good to see that. Good to see that. Tuck that hopefully away in the back of our mind for later. With this being so downhill, I'm a little bit nervous. Nice polo, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've been a pretty big fan of this polo. Got it as a birthday gift. It's like super light. Which is just great when it gets, you know, super warm like this. Yeah, what up, Kyle? Alright, we're playing below the feet, faded. Now we get into some awkward kind of territory. Because this is going to want to start left, well, start right and curl and wind kind of hold it. I'm going to go a little bit left. I'm going to go a little bit lofted. Oh, I pushed it. Dang. Really good distance, just left it outside. You've got a succulent polo? Sick. Ooh, that do be some break. That do be some break. Right here, maybe. Just barely underswung it. That's been my miss lately, is just like overswinging the really short ones and just being a little bit short on the longer ones. Yeah, what up, Vandy? Didn't loosen on a short bird strike, I gave the option to chip. I don't trust myself with the chip in hand. I really don't trust myself with the chip in hand. Alright, striped it. Looks like it's on a pretty good line. I'm trying to land it a little bit shorter. Unfortunately, I'm like the best at landing it 1 inch from where it needs to be, and so we get a very firm bounce instead of a moderate bounce. Super fun. What's going on, Jim? I'm trying, man. We came out 3 for 3, but par's on the next 2. We are down the hill. It says it's braking to the right. Can't really tell what's happening at my feet. It looks like it's above my feet, which would imply double brake. Yay. Doesn't look like much, but it's downhill, so. Wow, look at that. Ah, dang, man. I mean, I get that it's rolling slow, but my goodness. Couldn't get anything to land on the green, not good with very firm fairways. No, when you have that stark of a contrast between your fairways, And your greens, like, it's so punishing. It's so punishing to hit fairway instead of green. Like, it's magnitudes of difference in how the ball reacts. I do all those camera controls, so if you go to the putting and approach cam option under cameras and turn that on, inside of 45 yards, your scout cam will become the putting and approach camera. And then from there, you can cycle through them. Very, very useful for, you know, when you're playing with no grids. Just lets you kind of pan around and see things a little bit more. Hey, good evening, BC. Oh, that's not the camera I wanted. I am hitting it long quite a bit. Again, these wins, every adjustment I make seems to be punching it through just a little more than I'd care for. I mean, okay, cool. Chipping like 8 feet past, yeah, I kind of refuse to do that. Okay, so I need to land at 266. I can get this to go 251, 250, I'm like 9 yards short. I don't know what the firmness of that is. I don't love this play, but partial choke 3-wood, and we're just a little short. So very firm and off the back of the green we're gonna go. Super flop doesn't give us a chance. I guess a partial flop does. Not the best, not the worst. I don't know, I gotta figure something out. We're trying to figure stuff out with grids, but not having grids, you know, it's not super useful. Okay, left it a little bit open, but it's fine. 209 to go. It's sitting pretty far back. Well, I've definitely been long on stuff. I think I'm gonna play some loft on this 4-iron. Really thought it was gonna take a line more to the right. The foot alignment of my player felt more to the right, which is why I aimed out here. Thought the ball was maybe below my feet a bit. Okay. So it's saying just the slightest break to the right. If I put it just like there with a little bit more pace. 63%. Nice. Close. Very, very close to getting low. Okay, so 6 under through the front 9. I think we should always be a pretty big fan of that. 72, 80. Take 8 iron. I feel like, I don't know. Choke 7 feels long to me. Guess we'll find out. Choke 7 was in fact long. 8 iron, the correct call. That still chased quite a bit. Certainly would have been helpful to know, yeah, what the green does down there. Okay, but we're in there. It's another birdie. Hey, what up, ears? Yeah, I mean, had I known which way that goes, like, you definitely bring a hole-in-one in play. Had the distance right. And this green book, very difficult. Very difficult to gauge. I think I want to be... I don't know, because it's like a ridge. At least from the book, it looked like it was a ridge, but maybe it's all kicking down to the right. Okay. Wedge time. Uphill, but a little bit of wind. I put a little loft on it. Just a hair of loft. Wasn't necessary. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Been long with everything else, and that just doesn't carry. Okay. Right to lefter once it's on. What is it? 91%? Oh, you suck. Go in. I mean, this feels like bait. It probably is, but for one round, I'm gonna try and find out what's happening here. Just want to find out how flat is it. Okay. So you can run it in there. If we went full, I guess that's the thing. If we went full driver, we're definitely too long. Kind of flattish. Maybe a hair out to the right. It's this uphill. What putting been going? The usual, I would say. I mean, the thing is, I don't have green grids, so like, I don't have enough basis for my counting system to really be like taking it into this, you know? So we're just trying to put ourselves in the position where we don't have to rely on the putter. Apparently that foot lie was way worse than I thought. That took off left. Up the hill. It's looking straightish, which I don't love. The flag is telling me to the right, or right to left. Hammer it. Yeah, what up, Stash? That was, yeah, the problem is we're locked in to a contract for another, what, 6 years? So I don't think the buyout's coming. Oh, it's downhill. This might roll through. Gonna try and play it a little bit more like a draw. I pulled it. But 305. I don't think this is one that you ever had the green light for. No, True Sim is actually on Master. And I think that's largely for participation. I think if they didn't run it on that, the participation would be way lower than it already is. Perthy, thank you very much for the sub. Thank you kindly. Okay, we're getting aggressive on 4 and in. I might expand it to 5 and in depending on how frisky we're feeling. I don't think there's any situation where you're... You're covering the corner of the canyon here. I think we gotta be out this way. Left the face open, which definitely feels a little bit safer just considering how this is shaped. Uphill into wind. Ball is definitely above the feet. I pulled it. A little deep anyway, but now we've got a chip here. Potentially. I gotta see what this is doing on the other side. A lot of break. Fairly flat behind, so I think it's green light to chip it. $79%. You tease again. Runs out of gas. Hey, I'm doing well, Chris. How about yourself? Well, actually, I'm lying. I'm reeling because my professional and college sports teams are falling apart here. Watching Penn State, then Phillies, then Eagles, then Phillies. It's been kind of a horrific 72 hours. I guess it's probably a fair thing to say that I'm not actually okay. Thought we had it. Both of your teams lost by multiples of 13 to 7, and one of them wasn't football. Yikes. Your Yankees got killed game 1 and 2. Yeah, the problem is, like, I don't know what's worse. I mean, I guess getting killed is worse, but, like, being drug along for so long, like, with hope, and then getting the rug ripped out, like, also stings in a different way. I mean, they're both terrible. What up, Adam? Thoughts on Franklin? We shouldn't have signed him to a 10-year contract 4 years ago. Like, it was bad then and it's not getting any better. Kind of throwing this one in the air here. Go through. Okay, it's a chance. Down 13-0 when you fired your ace. That's probably worse. Yeah, that's probably worse. Both games with the Phillies, it was like your starters pitch shutout ball, and then you get to the 6th or 7th inning or whatever, and they start to give way. You fall behind. Actually, in the first game, they were up. Reliever tip pitch. Ugh. Oh, I went a little more aggressive there and it almost turned away on me. What do you get if you fire Frank? Well, that's kind of the big question, isn't it, Adam? Because, like, I don't think you have an internal hire. Jim Knowles just got here and has done squat, to put it nicely. Kotelnicki's here for a second year, and his play calling's been pretty lackluster without Tyler Warren. You're trying to play Drew Aller like he's Bo Prabula, but you let him go to Mizzou instead. I don't know who they, like, you'd have to basically gamble the buyout for an unknown, and that's a very risky place to be, and I don't think that Penn State's going to take on that kind of risk. I got way inside of it. No, I don't think they want to pay that massive buyout. Unless you... I think they're probably going to ride it for another couple of years, and if the ship starts to really sink, then maybe they start considering the buyout. If the ship, you know, turns up right. Because the thing is, next year you're going to have a huge churn. You're going to have a huge churn year because you lose so many starters that are seniors, maybe some juniors too, that go to the draft. Like, next year is going to be like a fresh restart. You'll be able to manage expectations of the team that way. Big putt. There we go. And we're not going to make those kinds of jokes, Chris. Not tasteful. What up, Tricky? How are you doing, dude? Received a $60 million payday. Jimbo Fisher got a $90 million buy. Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's exactly where my mind went, was Jimbo. Yeah, I mean, that's not a position you want to put your program in. That's a lot of money. All right, so we still get to 13 there. After going a little bit cold. That's not what I wanted to look at. It's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at the scorecard. Yeah, so we went a little bit cold there, 4 through 7. Couldn't get the job done. Almost ace 16, I believe it was. 13 under is a nice way to start. Very, very solid. Love the channel. I appreciate that, Tricky. Glad you're enjoying, man. Happy to have you here. All right, we're going to take a quick, like, 2-minute break, and then we'll dive right back into the action. Again, yeah, we started late because I had to suffer through the Phillies. They teased me along there at the end of the 9th inning, and, yeah, we're late because of a loss. Not what you like to see. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. BRB. Ads. Alright, I need to make a habit of this because the audio desync that, like, in between rounds, we just reset the capture card. Frankly needs to go, Mac. I don't disagree, and I don't think a lot of Penn State fans disagree, or have disagreed for a very long time. But you got like 50, 60 mil laying around? Because if you can buy them out, that would be big help. Actually, if you had 50, 60 mil, I would just accept a small fraction of that as a charitable donation. Set me up for life. That would be pretty cool too. Either way. Either way, I'd be pleased. I actually think I'd be pleased more if it was mine, though. Alright, I deserve to double cross after asking for millions of dollars. My bad. Should have known better. Okay, so par 5 opening hole here. Playing 229. You got the wind playing back in. Well, it was firm fast, right? I think so. So we're definitely in between clubs. I think you're gonna have to fade. And maybe cut this a little bit. Okay, wind. You gotta hold this sucker up. I closed it. Oh, this is gonna be very firm, which means we're gonna be like out the back. Oh, it caught enough of the fairway though. That's not actually the worst. 11 yards. It is downhill. I love that I can see that. Okay. I feel like I gotta chip it to give it a chance. Smart play is definitely... Smart play is definitely to super flop this. But I'm feeling a little frisky. I don't know, man. That goes 80% like I wanted it to. We might just be back at the cup. Playing alright, JB. We are 13 under on round 1. Birdied the first hole for both rounds. So we're going decent. We're going decent for sure. I'm gonna go with my like classic fairway finding 3-wood here. Try and dial in. Try and dial into our points again. Can putt without the grid? It's a lot of educated guessing. It's a lot of educated guessing, and I definitely guess wrong my fair share. We do get a good bit right. I don't know if I'm gonna be too short on this. Ball's coming out right. It's a choke shot, but it is windier. I'm gonna play it a little more left. Okay, we struck it. And that sucks. Very firm fairways. Hit it a little short and it goes flying. Maybe, I guess I'm supposed to throw a full gap wedge there. Bearded bro, what's going on? John gives you more info than anything. He does. John does give you a lot of info. I don't use John though. John annoys me 95% of the time, so I refuse to turn him on just for his putting tips. Okay, we gotta shave a little off. It's a little tight. It is a little tight. I'm actually not gonna shave too much off of it. Uphill, but wind does play. Pushed it. Okay. Got this for the par save. John is cheating also. Yeah, unfortunately there's no way on the API to police John usage. Ooh, that's close. That's close. Okay. But we do have to keep that in mind, like when we're playing some of these holes, we have to keep in mind the firmness of the fairway and like how tightly we're potentially playing that stuff. 138, it's gonna play more than 13 here. Which is already 125. I'm gonna play stock pitching wedge. Hold it, man. I can't quite seem to find my rhythm when it comes to that swing path point. Shouldn't have taken out the plus or minus on the green? What do you mean, the plus or minus? Got left to right. Breaking the whole way on me. Ice Center Cup. What up, Baron? Welcome back. All previous games when taking the cursor around the green, it would say up or down in inches. I mean, that's a difficulty setting. TrueSim has never allowed that. Yeah, that's just a difficulty setting, bro. If you go to aim marker, if your aim marker is on, that info is there. But we always play TrueSim with, we've always played it with marker only. Plus we have elevation info in the HUD turned on, so I always know. I mean, it's a little bit funky when it comes to what's it called? A little bit funky when it comes to like once you get above 5 inches, it starts to round to a foot. Because we have Canadian devs for this game. Okay, try and fly this one a little bit past the hole. Come back. It's a little too pin high. Gosh darn it. Had the right idea. Just came up a little short. Yeah, what up, Abe? That's my favorite game to play right now, Brendan. I mean, it's definitely the game that we play the most. I enjoy the competition of it. I've been really enjoying playing Jedi Survivor of late. Okay, 71%. That's huge. Elevation on the marker on the green, just no green grid. Did skip 23, but you've been around since 2016. Did we have it on a marker on 21? There may have been phases where it was on. It was not on in 23. And it hasn't been on in this game. I don't know. I don't remember that, but I mean, I started in 2K21. 2K21 is obviously a while ago. I mean, I believe you if it was there in the past, but I don't remember it being there anytime recently. That would look like Woody Harrelson jerky? Frequently enough that it's in all of my socials descriptions. And I have a Woody Harrelson bit emote on Twitch. One, two in 2019 might not have been a setting to turn it off. Very well could be. I don't know. I played like a few hours of 2019. But how are you doing, Jerky? How's it going, Beckham? This is a little bit long, I think. So we're gonna throw maybe a little loft into it. Started a little bit, right? Come on, Win. You're cutting it in. It's moving a touch left. Just shot out too much to the right. Never came back. Must be still out getting bread and milk. Doing well, Beckham? Glad to hear it. Do I like puzzle games, Alex? I do. I've only really played a handful, but I do like problem solving. I mean, I'm a software developer, so it's not really much of a surprise that problem solving stuff is my cup of tea. You know, I've played like Baba Is You and The Witness years ago. I actually don't think I've played like a ton of like puzzle video games. I do my daily New York Times games. Play a bunch of those. If that counts in any capacity. Doesn't feel like a lot, which scares me. Wasn't really a lot. I didn't think it was that little. Solve 'em, Probler? Is that like... Is Probler like maybe? Yeah, Probler. That's a hop on 2K23? I had a good time with 23. Can't stay on there forever, but I did have a good time with it. 15 yards. I'm gonna have to maybe hit this one a little over. Okay, 102, striped it. Actually catching a little bit deeper on that fade. The combo of the fade and the overpower putting in work. Climbing 17 feet past the hole. So now we get a downhiller coming back. It looks like just baby right to left break the whole way, but it is downhill. I think we have to start it out here and let it go and trickle. We're turning. You're hanging out too much. And it just didn't turn in the early part. Tough to judge. I'm thinking it's gonna go start breaking a little bit early, held on very, very late. Serious playthrough of Myst? I feel like I've heard of that game. I don't know anything about it, but the name sounds familiar. I don't know, the problem is I've got other games that I want to play, and like, the tough thing with streaming puzzle games is, one, the interest of those watching, but I guess that's kind of an issue with all games. The other bit that I find that can be more problematic is that people are really not great at keeping puzzle games spoiler free. I'm not directing that at you. It's just like, some people, I feel like that's all they do. I'm just helping. All right, Win, you gotta work it. Now you gotta sit, because I didn't want you to work it that much. Again, great distance control, but it's a really tough life if you're if you're in that like 6 to 10, probably more like 7 to 15 feet. It's breaking away. Kind of looks like breaking away the whole time. The touch flattens, turns, but it's a little bit slower. So, and it's all right at the end here. Great putt. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. You going to play golf tomorrow with your dad? Nice. I should be going to play IRL again, like next Wednesday, I think is the plan. After work, get a little 9-hole session in. We'll see how it goes though, because going through the fun of just sometimes the swing is there and then it's gone, and having absolutely zero consistency or trust. I'm going for it. That's very firm. So, again, we're out the back, but putting yourself in position for short game to maybe shine, get it down in close. Breaking left to right. It's downhill. Get it out here and let it kind of work its way. Pushed it. Feels a little quick. Yeah, that escaped. That escaped for sure. That's unfortunate. Thought we could have had that. Because I thought the break was at the start. Did not see it coming that it was gonna do that. the babiest of double crosses, but I guess fortunately into the headwind. It's gonna give us enough distance here. Five iron's a little long, but you know what? I don't want to land. Don't want to land on the fairway. We've had way too many bad happenings with that. What up, Scotty? So I'm okay if this goes a little long, because if we look at that, landed on the green instead of the fairway. I mean, I can't get it to land much softer than that, because if I try and go for a softer landing, I'm going to end up off the green via the fairway bounce. So now we get little double breaker, it seems. Very, very brief on the double break, I think. Kind of take a look at our feet here. Flat to just a hair under. Okay. Eagle the ninth, get it to 6 under on the front. Did we eagle the ninth last round as well? Is that efficiency? All right, 4 under through 2 rounds on that hole. Love to see it. Okay, 67. 79 can definitely carry long into the 80s. We take this, say 160, 172. You're downhill 9. How far do you get? How much extra are we talking? I feel like we're... I feel like I want to overpower this because, I don't know, the regular 9 feels long to me. Closed it. Let's see how this goes though. No, that's short. I don't think, Maybe I'm giving too much on 9 yards downhill of like the extra carry. Because that came out short. Now, I understand that the choke shot probably plays a factor into that going less. That was one of my poorer calls. Why does that angle make it look like it's going to go so far left to right? Because this wants to tell me slightly right to left. Probably just because of this mound. I do think, even though this is back at the top, I think you need something like this. Get it going to the right. It's gonna just break back to the left on me, isn't it? Never mind, it's gonna be freaking center cup. What a putt. I saw that little bit of movement right to left at the end, so I'm thinking like if it doesn't turn early, we're out of that one. That's one that I'm more than happy to be wrong. It's kind of an interesting choice here. 298. If I go 317 into the like I don't think it bounces through this. That's like too far over. But there is a world in which you could carry this down to here. It's a long bunker shot though, which I don't think is necessarily the smartest play. Let's go with the old trusty fairway finder here. That's still a little deep. Okay. Okay. So we notoriously have misplayed these. But let's see what we can do with it. Gonna go 85%. You know what? It's on a downhill lie. I'm gonna go 83%. Quads? Online? Come on. Bounce? Little release, maybe? Eh? Okay. Okay. What up, Stando? No way I'm 30? I know. I know, it's crazy to me, too. I just feel like, you know, so old. 5 foot, it's downhill. I feel like this is hammer it territory. I don't know if that's the right call, but that was what I was feeling on that one. How we doing, Stando? All good with you, man? 92. I feel like even though you have the like 15 at the back, should be 307, wouldn't quite get there, but very firms downwind. I think the choked is gonna be okay. So we went for this before, less wind. This time we actually wanted to get down and release because it's a back pin. A little too far left. We're gonna take this journey downhill here. But if you go aggressively right, you're in a tough spot too, so I don't know. Busy being a dad? I feel that, man. There's a reason I stream when I do. That's the put the kid to bed, and then I get to stream. But hope all's going well with the kiddo. Cause your kiddo is pretty young, right? I'll be rejoining that fun in the springtime. It did get a little bit deep. Thought maybe that uphill lie was gonna eat it, but it did not. Need a more tidy schedule? Basically just try and get it and smack it all out of the way straight away, no warm up. Yeah, I sacrifice sleep. I do warm up and stuff, but yeah, I end up pretty well sleeping like somewhere between midnight and 1 to like 7. I probably could get away with no warm up, but it's also just not really my speed. Ooh, I thought it was gonna lip. did not have a good feeling about that. Next week you're gonna try and start something? Costume this weekend Platt started terribly. Yeah, it's like you really don't want to be out the gate trying to find your swing and like hoping that it's there. If it's there, great. But if it's not there, oh, get away with the double cross. Right. So need to be a little more left to right. Wind's in on this one. There we go. Is much more what I'm looking for. Well, I sucked in Plat last week. I couldn't putt to save my life. Got frustrated. Raged my way through. Took a miscut in a demo mark. I'm surprised I didn't get double demos, but I guess we just missed the double demo by like one spot. Stop doing that. Why do you need to keep flirting with the lower edge of the cup, man? Hate that. Yeah, hoping to bounce back this week. I've just been like way too in my head for way too long when it comes to putting. Really been eating me up. 63 and then wind in. Like, even though it's going like this, 30 yards. Actually, I don't know. I am gonna hit it choked. We gotta be so far to the right, though. No, it freaking changed my swing? I turned so far to the right, it changed my swing plane. Try that again. Got too far to the right. But like I would have had this shot for my get up and down for eagle. That ticks me off, man. It's so sensitive. That's on me, but that's so sensitive. Uh-oh. Very firms. Goodbye. I'm gonna end up taking a freaking double. So dumb. Okay. Apparently a monster break at my feet. I would have been okay with a par for getting aggressive, but that sucks. A bias that yeah, like a, because we don't have it on, so like you don't see it. So like I move more out to the right, and so it shifts my bias. I guess that's on me for setting my bias ahead of time. Like I moved it and then I move. I guess I need to start aiming and then adjusting my bias. because that's just not okay. Watch, now that I'm going to aim to the right, this isn't going to come out left. Oh, look at that. It actually agreed with me this time. A little bit long, but we're in there. On 6 feet. It's turning on me at the hole. Starts peeling away early. Putt. Okay, good bounce back. Good bounce back. Double bogey on a par 5, though, is unfortunate. I also don't even know if I re-aimed in the same spot. I was just annoyed with having the flipped bias EOB situation. I have to carry it at least 166. Okay. Did I reset the shot and not club down? I must have. What happened? Hell yeah. I'm assuming just bad coaching. On, like, all fronts. I mean, sure, players have to make plays, but there's also just coaching involved. And, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Not really sure what else to say about it. %, underswing, and it would have been on a decent line. Problem with the practice putts, I just need to see the number. Okay, I think because of the wind. Actually, no, I should still lay it back. I was gonna say because of the wind, like I could go full shot, but I actually think taking the choked is probably a little better. Gives us a little more club in. Means a little bit easier time with spin control. Ball's well below the feet though, so this gets real awkward. It's fading that way, so I feel like it's not going to affect as much. Maybe need a little loft. Hung it out left. Distance control was very good though. What's going on, Andrew? Franklin on the hot seat. You're from Ohio and big Ohio State fan. Was happy to see Noel's defense get wrecked after leaving us in the offseason. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, we paid Noel's all this money to steal away from you guys, and so far have not much to show for it. I mean, they hung in there with Oregon a while, so I mean, I guess you got to give some credit. But like, this past game is inexcusable. The only reason I would say that Franklin's not on the hot seat is he's got like 6 years left in his contract. And the buyout's massive, and who are you going to replace him with? Right? Like, there's just so many open-ended questions. Oh, it turned early. I think even if I hit the pace that I need to. That par 5 really, really backfired. Keep getting bugs coming in the window. I gotta get some sort of like little screen type things that go down under in like the in the tracks. Stop bugs getting in. Getting real annoying. Start it out over here. Work it back. Yeah, swing's been pretty good. Just getting beat on a couple of reads. I think I like this. I'd like it a lot if this went left and in. Oh, not quite, but good final approach. Slam a jam at home. Okay. So yeah, weird double. Weird double to be taken, but a very good round overall. I mean, that's the kind of consistency that we're going to need to have. One Big Ten title to show for it? Still think you can get over the hill? No, I don't think so either. Think about that game and that team, right? So you had Saquon Barkley, Chris Godwin, like who all was on that team? Because there was a good NFL cast on that team. I know Kabinda played in the NFL 2016 Nittany Lions team. I do chap. I'm not very good, but I do try and play. Yeah, so Trace and Tommy Stevens was the backup, got a little bit of action that year. I mean, they didn't pan out in the NFL, which is fine, but you had Saquon and Miles Sanders as his backup, Chris Godwin, yeah, Deshaun Hamilton didn't have, I mean, he had a little bit of an NFL career. Jawan Johnson, I think, is still playing. I think Saeed Blacknall is not anymore. Mike Gesicki was on that team too. How could I forget? Yeah, and it was a huge comeback win. I know there were some guys on the defense that have had some NFL careers. I think a good bunch have fizzled out by now. Like, I know Jason Kabinda had kind of turned things around and became like a fullback, but I think he's out now. Yeah, Monty Awurie. The McPhersons. But anywho, like, you had a solid group of guys, like, so you win with that. They did well last year, but I think last year they kind of missed their opportunity. I think the way Ohio State was playing, they would have gotten stomped in the playoffs anyway. Rematching them. You know, and they had some opportunities with those good teams in the past. But yeah, I think carried by talent, but not, you know, good recruiter, not a great coach, and so like you don't get the huge developments and stuff, and you're left at the mercy. Like, I think if Penn State, I think the key to a good hire is hiring a good head coach that also is the play caller. to stop the offensive coordinator churn. You know, Penn State's been able to kind of manage good defenses over the year. I don't know what's going on this year. You get a new coordinator who's supposed to be great. But yeah. Teams on right. Yeah. And I don't think they're losing to Oregon. Like, they definitely could have won that game. You come back and you stomp UCLA and you get things on the right track. You don't think too much of it until Ohio State. Which actually, you probably would think of it maybe against Iowa, because Iowa's on the road. That's a tough game. Just like Kinnick Stadium or whatever is real tough. Are servers down, One Armed Wonder? I hope not, because I got 2 more rounds left to play. Have nothing to lose? That's true. It's, yeah, you go in as the underdog, but it's on the road, which has me less scared. You and your buddy both can't get in, One Armed Wonder. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I mean, there's a chance. 2K has definitely had server issues in the past. I'm playing in societies. We'll see if it kicks me out. Hopefully not. I do need to take like a quick 2.5 minute break here to get rid of pre-rolls, and then we will dive into rounds 3 and 4. Thank you guys for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, you could drop a like on the stream. Helps me out immensely. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very shortly.
It's raining.
Ads. All right, I'm reminding myself, restart the capture card in between rounds. Keep the audio desync from getting out of hand. All right, medium wins firm and default fast this time around. That's ramping it up to 9.1. Okay, so probably like 160 something, I think. Trying to remember. Well, we can obviously check it, but so things are gonna start rolling a little bit more. Just have to keep that in mind on our approach. All right, So as has been the case, get ourselves a par 5 to start it. We're gonna test ourselves with a little power drive. Hold it, but I believe this is gonna kick to the right for us once it gets through here. Get ourselves a good look at our approach. 186. We gotta play downhill fade, so we'll see how this goes. 168, 172. Could get out into... that's tight. That's tight, that's tight, that's tight. 176. I know it's firm and a little bit faster. Maybe with this fade we can do something like this. No, not the... Oh, no. Very firm. Gosh darn it. I played just a little bit off it. And that was the error. That was the error of my ways. Now, the error of my ways still left us 17 feet for birdie. But it's our first putt here, and we are looking at faster greens. So, a little bit slicker, a little bit more break down the hill. Definitely need to keep that in mind. All right, we're going out here. Quads. Ooh. It's close. It's very close. Okay, so we've birdied the opening hole all 3 rounds. I think if I take it back, I'm gonna go like Stinky Fingers. Thank you very much for the follow. It's a little bit underswung, but I'm gonna bump driver down there just so it has a little bit lower flight. So like land it short and just run it down. I take a choked approach, 98, 100, and then this wind. Downhill. See, I feel like this is gonna go long. Gonna throw a few miles, or a few yards of loft on this guy. Come on. Not bad. Not bad. It's a look. It's a look. It's turning, though. It's not where you want to be. Okay. Hate how much that breaks. Great bird, though. Those putts are big time. 38. We've got another 13 yards to work with. This wind is not going to do 13, though. Be definitely a few yards past. 32. Is this? I think this is the play. That's where the flag is. Okay, that's the sort of control we want to see on these. Not just distance control, we also want to see that left to right. Okay, 372. It's gonna be a tighter shot, so like we definitely want to get down as much as we can. Maybe not as much as we can. That may have been a little bit overzealous by the time all is said and done. Yeah. But with the headwind and everything, this might not be that bad. Let's see here. 101, alt like 99. Now you're throwing it up into wind. I've actually had issues with these ending up a little bit short. I'm gonna give just a touch of D-loft on this. Need to D-loft it even more. Okay. So it goes. If Texas wedge wasn't terrible, you would maybe be considering that here. Not a terrible effort, but yeah, we de-loft that a little bit more, controlled the spin on it. I thought full shot it wasn't gonna come back that much. Thought it'd come back a little bit. Didn't think it was like a strong enough situation. But so it goes. That might be too far actually. And left. Very firm kickoff of this. Could potentially spell trouble. Okay. We're in the clear, but we're also in between clubs. You're sitting at 147. I think I'm gonna try and actually stretch this one instead of trying the loft, just because of the firmness that we're looking at. All slightly below the feet. Okay. Not bad. I can't quite seem to get my right to left down consistently, but that's kind of been just an age-old problem for me. I've never had a good way of getting that right. Ah, man, everything is catching low side. I mean, The good thing is we're playing enough for it to actually catch, but can't say that I love it. This feels like danger time, because if I play 229 up the hill 2 feet, 227. I was saying 226. Yeah, so I'm thinking of just my club. That's right. Okay, so 226 is the hole. 229, 27. Wind's playing a couple here. I need to play a little lofty and hope that I don't hit the fairway. A little overpowered. Gonna catch the fairway anyway. I'm like really, really good at catching that specific 2 inches. It would be great if I knew what was happening in this putt, yeah? Feels like we're peeling left to right. Can't tell much more than that, because that honestly looks above my feet. Definitely left to right the hole, but it might be right. It might be like double breaker right to left for the first little bit. So I'm gonna play like a creeping right to left and then left to right at the end. Oh, it turned over so fast. What a scam. What a scam. And then it just... Oh my word. Okay. Can't read anything, but, you know, this it is. Just not make this any bigger than it needs to be. Two double bogeys on the tournament. Nice. Love shooting myself in the foot. All because I missed. It all starts because... It's not all because, but it all starts because I miss a 2-inch window there and find the very firm fairway instead of the green bounce. But just terrible putt, terrible putt. Well, I mean, it's 2 terrible putts. It's compound damage. Okay, so we need to rebound. That's a good start. That's a good start. Wipe these doubles away. Okay, this has been drivable. I mean, I think if you land it... It's kind of what I'm wondering. If you land it into this, like, upper 250s... How will it kick? I mean, I'm just gonna try it at this point. Cause honestly, not like, I mean, it's not great because we're on the big like uphill lie and everything, but not the worst place we could possibly be. I don't understand anything. Every time that I ever have like a big uphill and I play for it, it goes way long. If I don't play for it, I end up way short. The game is very rude. It's pretty hefty left to right break. Doesn't want to turn for me. Somehow I feel like that went straighter at the end. Where you like normally expect those to keep breaking. Okay. I'm gonna try and smack the absolute crap out of this. Double cross 103. But if it stays in play, it's not the end of the world. It just kind of loses its extra distance. Okay, back hole location. Very nice. Fortunately, we're in between clubs because that's going to leave us in a terrible spot. So I think I gotta like, I don't love this, but we're like de-lofting our 4-iron, and I'm gonna try and overpower it a little bit, and we're gonna just try and run this guy back there. Only got 101. Come on, give me the chase back right. Going back left. Stay up. Great. Oh. Come on. Great distance control. Because looking up at the flag? Actually, I don't know. I actually don't know about this. Because this angle feels very straight up to the hole. This angle feels very tilted. What are we, 6 under on this hole in the tournament? Eagled it the first 3 rounds. What up, Darren? Pick shot's easy shot at times, also bewildering with distance control. Yeah, I have a really bad feel for that shot. Super powerful shot, but I have just a really hard time getting the right beat on it. Downhill and back location. I feel like if you choke it 81 into the into 90, 14 yards feels like a lot. So it's firm. 89. I think you have to take this. It's firm, it's downwind, it feels like it's downhill to the hole from the map. Okay, it's a good feel of that one. Let's pay it off. 5 feet. It does break. I can't be lackadaisical with it. Okay. Yeah, I'm annoyed with myself at the doubles. They're gonna definitely come back to bite me. Yeah, if we even thought we had a chance at a win, I'm not so certain with those on the card. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it because I think that we can, if we play this aggressively, we can put ourselves in a spot to actually get up and down from out here. Yeah, in theory, it's a long bunker shot. It's actually not that long, because 21 yards. It's uphill to there. Guess what I'm trying to see, it does fall off behind, so it's fairly tight. 22. So let's go 24, right? Like, if we get clean out of here, that's the problem. If we go 22, 20, 90, 70, like 3-4 yards short starts being problematic. I think I'm gonna play the long one. That's a touch harder hit out of the bunker. We're in there. Okay, back to 30. $347. Very firms to get 50 yards. I'm shaving just a touch off of it. Might be too much off. I was hoping to maybe get like 98%. Because I thought, in my gut, 100% was too long. Yeah, 98% would have just bled it on. Now, we weren't online. We did play it up to the right-hand side. But again, trying to put ourselves kind of in a spot where we can maybe go up and down. Firmer and a little bit quicker, so I've gotta be mindful with how this skips and starts to roll. Oh, that jumped left. Sit. Okay, good feel. Good feel for distance. Definitely snapped. Definitely snapped left a lot quicker there. But we're in again. You know, it's more birdies. More birdies, more better. We might get away with it. Depends on how hard right it kicks. Although this is a CC design course, so there was a chance of a friendly rollback, but a little too bouncy. And now we're in deep trouble. I actually might want to play this for the shorter 127. If this is buried, This is gonna be too short. No, it did this too. I move it like 2 centimeters, not even, and it freaking does it again. That's twice in one tournament that it flips my bias on me. God. Well, I can't flop from this bunker because it's too far away. I thought you could flop from bunkers for some reason. Well, this is really, really bad. Can I think pick has to be the play. I think pick has to be the play because I think splash is definitely long gone. Oh, it landed on the green. Doesn't matter. But like if that was on the fairway, fringe, whatever you want to call it, that would have been a nasty, nasty bounce. Can't flop from bunkers in 25? I really thought you could. Mostly because I thought I've heard people talk about using flop shots out of bunkers. Only reason I was looking for it was because of the distance that we were. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not saying we should be able to, I just thought you could. So much right to left. In what looked to be like very minimal right to left. I can't believe how much that turned over. Okay, this hole has been troublesome. Mostly in sheer length, but also because of how we got screwed by the bias flip in the last round. So let's aim the shot and then we'll figure out our bias because apparently that's just how you have to play it. Okay, I mean, we find the right part of the green. Distance is pretty good. We're gonna have a putt coming down the hill here, but I think that's a very nice approach shot. Much better way to play this green than getting your bias flipped. Definitely an annoying part of the mechanic. I don't mind the diagonal swing, but I do mind the bias flip and not catching it. Definitely is breaking the whole way. Nice. Eagles definitely help when you're throwing doubles on the board. Such a knucklehead. Such a knucklehead. I think I just kind of shock myself like sometimes with how well we can play overall in terms of course management, and then still might manage to find the like stupidest ways to mess it up. It's not to say that we don't take calculated risks and put ourselves in harm's way from time to time. For some reason, Deloff felt like a better play than trying to do something with the choke pitching wedge. And I don't know why. I don't know why I think that's a good idea. I think we can actually play a chip here. It's gonna check into the hill. That came out so low. Is that just... That's just inexperience with chipping. So it comes out so low so that elevation just kills it even more. You're an idiot. Big dum-dum. Play the smart shot. Stop trying to score on everything. Definitely my own biggest critic. That's for sure. Into the 50s. This is short. Okay, I think in order to do this, you need to do a little D-loft, do a little dance, and get down tonight. Maybe that wasn't the right play. I mean, maybe... I don't know, trying to take off a bunch... I mean, it clearly dictated some sort of shape shot, but I'm a little bit surprised there to see just how much... that got kicked forward. What a putt. You need those from time to time. That's for certain. Got headwind, so you don't really have much you can do here. Guess just go out this way and try and smack your 3-wood down for a wedge in. It's on an uphill slope, so I would expect some more spin out of this guy. Pin's not in a terrible spot, but what concerns me, 127, 126, let's call it 120, 4 to 120 like 3. And then you've got another, I don't know, I think it's short. I think what you actually have to do is D-loft and then a little extra D-loft to control the spin. Which, we play that perfectly, but boy did that lie play a lot. Break in more to break in less. Underswung. Dang. I think we had it. Was that two? But it's two doubles, right? So, like, realistically, we're sitting like 36 without those. What an unfortunate time to hit a closed. We've been really good on this. Really good on this hole. I think I have to play it back out. I think you're dead here. Respec on your player. Every second shot you had a bias slip, even on a good lie. Ended up deleting your player. Not going to ever respec again. Well, that probably has to do with your correction stat, I think. I gotta go for it. I think we've had too much. I think we've had too much go awry that I think we just gotta go for it. It cleared. I need a kick left and a chase out of the very firms here. Okay. Not the greatest, but it's greenside to try and go up and down. We gotta make sure that we don't do anything too dumb. Okay, we can kind of go at this. We've had a few really good chips. One that like almost went in and another two that were pretty close. Okay. Well, a pair of eagles on the round to help nullify the double, but yeah, it's just taking too many negatives here. Like playing good golf, but then turn around and shooting myself in the foot a few times for good measure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'd be up there tied for first. So we're gonna need a magical final round here if we want to come out on top. But just take it one stroke at a time. I'm gonna take a quick like 2-minute break here, and then we'll get rolling into the final round. Appreciate you all.
It's raining.
Ads. All right, one last capture reset. Here we go. All right, back tees, medium, very firm, fast. Well, ain't that gonna be joyous? Okay, well, approach game just got a heck of a lot harder, especially if they throw any front pins at us. Then we're definitely gonna have to evaluate. All right, this is just like hit an absolute bomb. That bunker on the left-hand side is here. Let it feed to the right. Okay, baby pull. Everything else looking real good. We've hit our drive down in this spot almost exactly before. This is out close to 400 yards off the tee. Now we're looking at less than 200 in now. Very firms. Gonna be tough. 184, we're gonna get into the mid-upper 180s here. 7 yards with a 7 iron is gonna want to go. But I feel like if you club it back, yeah, that's too much. 184. You think you take a little bit off here? Ball's below the feet. And then it's just gonna keep feeding it to the left. Okay, we put a nice swing on it. Distance I feel pretty good about. If it gets a little bit more to the right, I'll feel even better. Oh, it must have hit an uphill. Yeah, 2 inches uphill to the hole here, which is why it slowed down, but got a 10-foot eagle look. What up, Quicklin? Same green speeds as last round. Get in there. All right. We've done well on hole 1. 3 birdies and an eagle. Taking care of at least that par 5 and the par 5 ninth. It's not been every par 5, though, that's, you know, been consistently magical. Got that double bogey haunting us. Okay. We're in. There's a little bit of wind. 98 yards. You're downhill lie. Now the question is, I think with the very firms, I think we go with this shot. I think with the very firms, we choke it. Give it a little bit on the spin control side of things. Now 4 feet, you get a little bit of break, you're adding pace, you're getting outside, and you're just slamming it center cup. What's going on, Alex? Think 2K25 was worth it? I mean, I enjoy it. I think at this point, get it on sale. You know, I think there's still a good number of people playing it. I think it's a good time. Especially if you haven't had a 2K golf game before. But I would say get it on sale at this point. Don't pay full price this many months in. Yo, what up, Slim? Welcome back. Course that looks like a suburban neighborhood. I don't know what one you're referencing in particular. I have definitely played courses that are like, you know, municipal courses. But I'm not sure which one in particular you're... Well, the problem is I wanted to hit a 100% shot, and it defaulted me to 96%, so that's pretty cool. See if we can make a putt from here to make up for that. It looks fairly straight up the hill, which is good and concerning all at the same time. Late one for me tonight, Jim. Yeah, we got a late start because the Phillies wasted my time. I think it is slightly below my feet. We're gonna go out left edge. Yeah. Didn't see that much on it though. Oh, you have to hit yard to yard. No, I don't. Off the top of my head, I'm not familiar with it. Doesn't mean that I haven't heard of it or seen it. But definitely not ringing a bell immediately. Oh, that tree sucks. How fast can we get the ball up in the air? Not fast enough is the answer. Just a bad place to put your drive. Guardians are cheap and never invest in the team. Yeah, I mean, I think both sides of it suck. But also, we're spending a ton of money, and I mean, obviously we're losing to the team that spends even more money. But I mean, you guys had to make it to the playoffs and not be spending money, I guess is, an achievement in and of itself. But yeah, it definitely doesn't feel good. Oh, we actually hit points on a flop? Imagine that. Imagine that. Got a job offer from a place in Hawaii, no relocation bonus though, so you're not gonna take it. Well, even if you got the relocation bonus, that's still one that I'd be fairly hesitant on, just because cost of living. And also, like, if things went sideways with it, Hawaii notoriously hires largely locals. So, like, if something happened with whatever job, and then you're out of work down there in a situation where they don't really, like, I wouldn't like that personally. I'd be uncomfortable. Just called Neighborhood Golf by Nick Savard, if that helps. Neighborhood Golf. No, I don't think I've heard of it. I'm not familiar with the designer's name either. I wonder if they've done TGC stuff before, or if they just design random things. I'm trying to be aggressive, like, on these 5 feet and in if I feel confident in my read. This par 3 has been a beast. Plays very long, very much so in between clubs here. So a choked 3 wood, theoretically, I feel like still needs a little shaping. I know it's very firm, but you're like trying to catch it into that slope to help slow it down. That's just a really tough pin. I mean, I don't feel like we put in a particularly bad line, although it did end up staying out to the left. It was in the first 2K. Okay, so somebody's been porting it along then. Or I guess the designer. Not just somebody, it's the guy who made it. Be a nice bonus for you to consider. Don't have one for a place in California tomorrow, though. Well, best of luck. Best of luck with all the interviews. I mean, it sounds like you're getting offers, so you're, you know, qualified and wanted. It's just finding the right fit. Moving a touch right to left up top, but what I don't quite know, feels like it's below the feet for the first bit of this. I'm gonna go just a hair outside left. I need this to move though for me. Well, it did move left, and then at the end it didn't move right. Got it. All right. Cool. Yeah, double breaker where the end of it doesn't really do the braking part. Very fun. Very, very fun. In 2018, win. Little D-loft action for the like management of things here. And by management of things, I mean the spin, but holy cow, how does that come off that far left? What the heck? The ball really that far above my feet? I don't even, how do I move the camera onto this? I mean, it's above my feet, sure, but felt like I'm aimed enough to the right of it. That thing just slings off of there. I gotta go 19 yards, which is super awkward. Because it's outside of super flop range. Partial the regular flop. Let's see. Let's start a broadcasting one. Have your first league signed up. You're just trying to get sponsors to join. Just want a new full-time job. One in California pays 2.4x for your current pay for the same work. Yeah, I mean, gotta make moves. Obviously, you know, I would think that, you know, you've got the cost of living that's playing into the, you know, the pay and everything in California, so you gotta consider that for sure, but the math might still math after all is said and done. Okay, I'm gonna little loft, little partial. That's too much partial. Now we're kind of playing a luck game. Tough, tough, tough. So 26 yards and up the hill. I do wanna chip it. What is happening in this putt? Left to right. That was a pretty good feel. Gave it a good effort. Take it. Relocation as well, just not sure how much yet. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, good luck in the decision-making process, man. I know that, you know, those decisions are not easy. Okay, this has been our best hole of the tournament. Let's keep that going. Would love to go 4 for 4 on Eagles. Or even better, let's just hit an Albie. Of course. Of course we're in this awkward... I think I have to de-loft it and try and play it out a little bit left. Yeah, I felt like that kicked right to left. On these greens, it's probably off. Oh, it holds up. Okay, we got a chance. We got a chance. We're up the hill at it. I'm seeing a little movement right to left. No, you suck so bad. Robbing me of my 4th eagle on this hole. Apply for one in PA too, but the math doesn't math, you don't think? PA? Coming to my neck of the woods? Don't let me be the don't let me be the reason you make a bad life decision. Not saying PA is a bad place to be, but I'm saying don't move for me. Come on. Feed back to the hole. No, why kick so far to the right? And then die? Are you kidding me? Goes back uphill and just stops. Oh, man. What up, MC Hammer? PA's the place to be? Agreed. Agreed. So much so that, well, obviously moving back for family is, I guess, it is what it is. But yeah, born and raised in Pennsylvania. Wife's from Pennsylvania. Left, came back. Okay, we got robbed on that last one up the hill. Are we gonna get robbed on this one up the hill? Yeah, that one just turns more. Just turns more than I'm reading on it. Wayne's a Philly subdivision? Why Why does it sound Pittsburgh to me? I know Wayne is in Delco. I know it is. Yeah, it is Philly. That's western suburbs. It's near Villanova. I'm just not familiar with Wayne. I guess is what it boils down to. Yeah, so that's out west of Philly, but a little bit north. Yeah, not too far from King of Prussia. Round 2 TGC scores post at midnight. Curious to see if scores remain low. Yeah, it should be. It'll probably reprocess things and update a little bit after midnight. I don't believe it'll be right at midnight. I think you'll have to wait just a little bit. Okay. We're gonna go hybrid. Just put ourselves in the position to have a wedge in. Now this was a little long. Oh, come on. I think the birdie, but that's right on line. Lansdale is a little more north. That's in Montgomery County. It's a little bit more northeast. I mean, it's all still Philly suburbs. It's a little bit further out. Not happy next week's promo event is at Frisco. That course and its uneven tee boxes. That's an interesting decision to put it at Frisco. Yeah, I definitely don't love that the tee boxes are not flat at some of these places. Oh, I closed it. I was trying to get the overpower to try and pound it down there. But that needs to be perfect to end up on the right side and have a chance. Now we gotta put the short game to the test. Montgomery County, Arkansas. There's Montgomery counties all over the place. When I lived in Maryland, there was a Montgomery County, Maryland as well. That's where like the Bethesda, well, it's north of Bethesda. So you go through, I think you come out of Bethesda. Montgomery County is like the big one on the southwest side. I'm sure there are many other Montgomery counties. Weekly Ryder Cup, couldn't figure out why your ball was inconsistent. Hit the right bumper or what? Yeah. You go to shot shape and it's like, you just like have to look and see that like, oh, it is like slightly off kilt just to start. Love that. Okay, that's pretty good. Pushed it. Now we just got to go up and down for birdie here. Little break the whole way. Little pace here just outside. Okay. That was almost a little too aggressive in terms of just like how much we added and where we aimed. But I'll take it. This is just shoot the gap. This is just shoot the gap, run it down. Opinion of Golf Classic? What do you mean Golf Classic, Warren? Golf Classic, my brain goes to like the old like NES Golf, of which I have never actually played. What is with these lies, like, coming out randomly just mega left? I don't feel like there's anything showing on there that's that far offline. That's, like, crazy to me. Golf Clash, okay. That's the mobile golf game, right? I have never played it, but I can guarantee you that I would enjoy this more, even without having tried that. I just personally think that the inputs for this game way more satisfying. Playing on swing stick. Overswung it. There's a chance that we had a good read at that, but I still think we overread it. Okay. Going bold here. I went for the power drive. Try and cut the corner off a little bit. Gonna leave us in a tough position on this side hill, but trying to put myself in position to actually go after this green. Front hole location, which means I probably need to land it quite a bit shorter. .203. I know it's ultra firms. Is that gonna have enough chase? I'm gonna go choked 4-iron. Balls above the feet. Yeah. Yeah, I was scared at first how far left that was gonna go. I think that shot was... I needed to be more to the right. I also think that shot was gonna be rolling like crazy if it got onto the green. It's moving right to left. We're out of the heavy rough and it's down the hill. Like, you have to take super flop. As cheesy as this stuff ends up being, like, you just have to. And then let it release down and curl back towards the hole a bit. Because if you try and chip it, you try and take a regular, like, super flop is unfortunately the get out of jail free card that nobody necessarily asks for. I'm gonna play this out here. We're just gonna play a nice partial driver to try and chase it out there. All right, 128. I think we got to play full pitching wedge. I don't know what the lie's gonna do. I know that the wind's gonna play us over. We'll see how much this How much this gets us in trouble. It does say it must be playing pretty far to the left. I left the face open. Big fairway kick left. Okay. Made it to 11:05. What's going on, Evo? I mean, 11 a.m.'s not bad, depending on when you got to bed. I would say, at least. Not the best sequence there. What up, Gat? Welcome back, dude. I've played myself out of a few holes today. 64, only a couple. I think you go choked just to get it on the green. No, not the underswing. Oh, this could be really bad if it lands fairway. It does land fairway, of course it does. Underswung. Like, the fact that I can find the inch or two before the green so many times has to be impressive in some way. At this point, I just need the pain to be over. Shot myself in the foot way too many times. I just want you to know, Hebo, I don't think I'm sweating quite as much as you, but I regularly have my stream room as hot as it probably feels in Thailand, because even though it's 63 degrees outside right now, with the window open, doesn't matter. The heat that my computer, the PlayStation, these lights and everything are putting on, combo with, is it 86% humidity? Oh, spicy. Yeah, I mean, if you watch VODs from any time in the past number of months, I've got a nice little glistening going on, I'm sure. Very firms are gonna get away from me a little bit. Oh, some spin back. Okay, we love to see that. Means it's gonna break left to right. 5 feet, I can't jam this one. I can give it a little bit of pace, but that'll work. A cloudy 36 Celsius and 88%. Yeah, it's not that hot here, but my room definitely gets very, very toasty despite what the weather outside is. What's going on, Austin? Hunter, how we doing? When do you feel the most locked in with this game? Like, when do I typically do my best or try my hardest? Instances I go crazy. It's probably when I can be like almost kind of zoned out. Like when my putting gets going, if a couple putts click and we're like good on the reads, and I can just, I don't know, I'll just get in this kind of flow state where it's like you just kind of are seeing everything right. You pick your spot, you hit your input, it drops, and I'm not thinking about score. So it's kind of it's a combo of like flow state and not being like score aware. Because once I start to be aware of like how well I'm playing, then I start playing worse. But if I can be, you know, just in that kind of mode of take shot, and, you know, succeed and move on, yeah, we'll just get locked and loaded. Duck out to the left. Thought with it being below the feet and me trying to cut it, it's gonna go right, but it was not to be. Ooh. It was really good. Really good try. I prefer controller, Jacob. I think for this game in particular, I think controller is the better way to go, but keyboard and mouse is definitely viable, has been at least in the past games. You know, some of the best players have played on it. I don't think the mouse and keyboard base has been as strong this game overall, but it's definitely still doable. Yeah, without the blow up scores, we could be up there. I mean, Gers weren't great. Prox is pretty good. Medium putting was fairly strong, actually. Over 80% for me is very good. I mean, that's second in medium putts. Definitely a better tournament. Yeah, we were the best from long range, which is kind of crazy. Missed that one short putt at the end. But that's just kind of like a... I've gotten annoyed. 5 eagles, but 2 double bogeys, 3 single bogeys. So, I mean, right there, you're looking at 7 strokes lost. Puts us at 48. That's not to say that Scud, you know, didn't miss anything, but certainly not ideal. This is one of my weaker GUR rounds, or GUR tournaments. Play for fun or during tournaments off camera? Well, I don't really play off camera, and I don't play much outside of my warm-ups that aren't, you know, for tournament. So it's mostly just being able to play in those circumstances, but be in flow state. Like, I almost exclusively play, yeah, outside of my warm-up round. It's mostly some sort of competitive format. Alright, so we're sitting 4th. Could have been 1st for sure, but, yeah. That's golf. You gotta play all 72 holes. Can't. I will say, though, the double bogey, I think at least 3 strokes. At least 3 strokes can be attributed to the bias flipping on me and me not catching it. So still on me to pay attention to that and recognize that that has happened. But yeah, that's always always a bit of a pain when that happens. So we'll get at it again next week as far as True Sim goes. You know, I think that's a more balanced 4 rounds than what we had last week with the round 3 that put us at a 1 under. Super, super bad on that part. But yeah. So I am going to stream all 4 days this week. So we started late today because I was watching the Phillies. Tomorrow they're off, so Tuesday is going to be good. We're going to play some Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I guess technically today, in 20 hours or so. Wednesday, the Phillies play at 9 Eastern, so I think what I'm going to try and do is do it like a slightly shorter warm-up, get into Platt so I can watch the end of that game. If all goes poorly, I won't have to worry about the Phillies on Thursday. The Eagles, I think I'm just going to skip the game against the Giants, watching it. Because there's just too much. There's too much sports going on that I feel like I've got to skip watching something, or else we're just like not going to stream at all. So yeah, we'll have 4 streams this week. We've got Platt on Wednesday. We'll have some Jedi Survivor, try and move that along. We should be getting towards the later stages of that game, so looking forward to, I guess, getting that wrapped up and then kind of trying to figure out what we're going to play next. Shame on me, Caleb. Shame on me for wasting... Not wasting, because obviously I enjoy my sports, but shame on me for suffering through Penn State, Phillies, Eagles, Phillies these past 72 hours, and I just hope that the next 72 go a lot better. It's been a really rough sports stretch. Really rough sports stretch. All right. Well, I feel like we host the same few people, but you know, it's kind of one of those things that when we finish stream, it's the same few people live. So we're gonna go say hi to Vandy. He's rocking the golf right now. So let's go say hello to him. At the speed he plays, actually I don't even know if he's playing any True Sim tonight, but he's playing a bunch of golf. You're a Padres fan? Fair enough. I was in San Diego a number of years ago, and the guy was talking about it, and then I think the Phillies turned around and beat them in the playoffs that year, so... Yeah, I know Padres have had it pretty rough. They've had it pretty rough. But it's like, you know what I mean. You look, there's the build-up, you look forward to it, you're having a good time, have a great season, and then you take a couple of days break and you come out and just the offense is nowhere to be found. It's not fun. It's not fun. The offense is struggling across the board for my slate. So we'll see how the rest of the seasons go. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. And I would say tomorrow. I'll catch you later today because we're streaming late tonight, which means I need to go to bed. All right, take it easy, everybody. Go say hi to Vandy.